You can cancel a tweet, a show, or a tour, but you can't cancel power. And when it comes to 50 Cent, that man doesn't just dodge cancellation, he turns it into content. While half of Hollywood's walking on eggshells trying not to get exposed, 50's out here building an empire so strong, even cancel culture has to send a calendar invite just to try him. But what's his secret? How did the same guy who once turned beef into Billboard hits now become bulletproof in business, untouchable in tech, and luxury level legendary with his new partnership with Lalique? This isn't just another brand deal, this is 50 playing chess while the rest of the game's still trying to find the pieces. He's mixing street smarts with boardroom brilliance, merging AI with attitude, and proving that you can't cancel someone who's already mastered reinvention. This man went from get rich or die trying to get rich and own the algorithm. While the internet argues about who's trending, 50's teaching billionaires how to stay trending without ever posting a thirst trap or apology video. He's turning AI into money printers, turning critics into free promo, and turning legacy into immortality. So how does he keep doing it? How does he keep escaping every headline like he's allergic to downfall? Because 50 Cent cracked the code, the one Hollywood doesn't want you to know about. This isn't just a comeback story. This is the manual for staying uncancelable in a world built on outrage. Buckle up, because this is how 50 Cent broke the internet, rewrote the rules, and turned being uncancelable into his biggest business yet. Let's be honest, most celebrities crumble the moment Twitter decides they're over. One bad post, one old clip, one messy headline, and their entire empire collapses faster than a crypto coin in 2022. But not 50 Cent. No. Curtis Jackson walks through cancellation attempts like they're mosquitoes at a barbecue, annoying but never deadly. For over 2 decades, people have tried everything: lawsuits, beefs, scandals, bankruptcies, bad press, memes, and yet, every time, 50 doesn't fall. He flips it. The same internet meant to destroy him becomes his amplifier. The man literally monetizes hate. When you type 50 Cent controversy, he gets paid in both clicks and credibility. That's not luck, that's architecture. But recently, something deeper's been brewing. While everyone was distracted by viral nonsense, 50 was quietly building something so futuristic that even Silicon Valley had to blink twice. His secret weapon? A partnership that fuses luxury, legacy, and AI. Now when you hear Lalique, you think of high-end glass, perfume bottles, and collectors who sip wine they can't pronounce. What you don't think of is a rapper from South Jamaica, Queens. But that's exactly why 50 did it. He doesn't move with the trend, he creates the contrast. When that partnership announcement dropped, the internet was confused. Why Lalique? Why now? Why not another liquor brand? But those questions only proved one thing: people still underestimate 50's long game. You see, this wasn't a vanity deal, it was a power play. Because when the world sees 50 Cent, they think controversy, money, and muscle. But when Lalique sees him, they see a brand immune to cancellation, a name that survived bullets, bankruptcy, and beefs, yet still headlines business conferences like a mogul. The deal represented something bigger: the merging of hip-hop energy with old-world sophistication. It was like watching Jay-Z meet Picasso or Drake open a law firm. Completely unexpected, but perfectly strategic. And while the internet was busy gossiping, 50 was in Paris shaking hands with luxury execs, sipping cognac in custom suits, and setting up something far more dangerous than music: a legacy pipeline. Because the Lalique partnership wasn't just about fancy bottles or fragrance collabs. It was about building immortality. The same way Hermes became a symbol of timeless wealth, 50 wants his brand to represent timeless survival. Lalique gave him the elegance, and AI gave him the edge. Here's where things get wild: 50 isn't just using AI as a marketing buzzword. He's weaponizing it. While other artists use AI to make fake songs or filter selfies, 50 is using it to study markets, predict trends, and scale businesses faster than human instinct. Imagine this: an algorithm that analyzes fan behavior, predicts which stories will trend, and calculates the exact moment to drop a clapback tweet for maximum impact. That's 50's digital empire. He's not just playing the internet, he's programming it. Insiders have said he's building an entire AI-driven business ecosystem, combining machine learning with marketing psychology. Translation? He's turning data into dominance. Every time you watch, comment, or even hate on him, his empire grows. The irony is poetic cancel culture runs on algorithms, and 50 just hired those same algorithms to work for him. This is why he's uncancelable. Not because he's untouchable, but because he's uncatchable. Every time someone tries to shut him down, he's already 6 headlines ahead, planning the next move. It's not defense, it's automation, and the thing that makes him unbeatable. He knows when to disappear and when to dominate. When other celebs panic and issue PR apologies written by interns, 50 goes silent. Then, out of nowhere, he resurfaces with a new product, a new quote, or a new deal reminding everyone he's still the CEO of controversy. That's the genius. He uses time like a weapon. He lets outrage exhaust itself, then returns when everyone's too tired to cancel him. Even in interviews, you can hear the confidence in his tone. "They can't cancel me. I don't work for them," he said recently, smirking like he knew something the rest of Hollywood didn't. And he does. See, cancel culture only works when your value depends on approval. But 50's value depends on attention. Approval fades. Attention multiplies. He's built his empire like a meme stock, unpredictable, unstoppable, and too entertaining to ignore. So when Lalique came knocking, it wasn't a random deal. It was destiny. A partnership between an untouchable name and an unbreakable brand. Lalique gets credibility in culture, and 50 gets a seat at the luxury table not as a guest, but as a shareholder. And the AI integration? That's the wild card. Because 50 is no longer satisfied with owning brands, he wants to own systems. Imagine AI-driven music rights management, automated brand negotiation, predictive fan analytics all under his umbrella. He's not just playing the business game, he's reprogramming it. It's almost poetic how 50's story keeps evolving. From the man who got shot 9 times and survived, to the man who went broke and bounced back richer, to now the mogul who mastered technology and luxury. Each era of his life isn't just survival, it's reinvention. And that's why the uncancelable title fits. He doesn't resist destruction, he rebuilds from it. Like a phoenix with Wi-Fi, but while the business world applauds, Hollywood trembles. Because they know if this blueprint catches on, every celebrity will want to become uncancelable. And 50, he'll be the one licensing them the system. He turned trauma into trophies, scandal into stock options, and hate into headlines. The same culture that canceled others made him immortal. And as he stood next to those Lalique executives, raising a glass of his branded cognac, smiling that smug 50-cent smile, the message was clear. You can't cancel a man who owns the narrative. He doesn't ask for forgiveness, he profits from the backlash. He doesn't follow trends, he is the trend. And while the world plays defense, he's already writing the sequel. Because 50 Cent isn't afraid of cancellation, he's coding it into his business plan. That's not luck, that's legacy. When 50 Cent said he was uncancelable, the world laughed until they realized he wasn't joking. Because when most celebs face backlash, they issue tearful apologies and vanish from the internet like a bad nth drop. But 50? He trends harder. The man treats controversy like cardio, it keeps him in shape. The moment the Lalique partnership went public, social media split in two. Half of the internet was impressed, the other half couldn't believe it. Wait, Lalique? Like the glass company? One tweet said, "What's next? 50 Cent launching luxury nths shaped like champagne bottles." Another joked. But underneath the sarcasm was curiosity. Everyone wanted to know, how did he pull this off? It turns out the deal wasn't just a business move, it was a statement. Lalique represents timelessness, craftsmanship, and French prestige. For decades, they avoided risky partnerships. Then here comes Curtis Jackson, a rapper from Queens, walking into their world like he's been royalty since birth. He didn't just break the mold. He shattered it, melted it down, and sold it back as a limited edition bottle. People called it the most unexpected collaboration of the year, but those who know 50 understood immediately. He's redefining what power looks like. If you can't be erased, you can be elevated, he once said. That's not a quote, that's his manifesto. And that's where the AI part comes in. See, while Lalique gives 50 luxury credibility, Hai gives him immortality. Behind the scenes, he's been quietly investing in artificial intelligence not to make deep fake songs or fake art, but to build something for smarter, predictive culture analytics. Think of it as a system that reads the internet like a stock market. It tells him when people will turn, what topics will trend, and how to stay 3 steps ahead of the outrage. You can cancel a tweet, but you can't cancel a timeline that's already been predicted. He's using AI like a digital bodyguard. It filters his brand mentions, tracks engagement spikes, and even helps plan how to respond or when not to. When fans think he's ignoring something, it's not apathy, it's strategy. He's watching the storm through a crystal window while everyone else is getting drenched, and it's working. Look at the pattern. Every time he drops a controversial comment, a business announcement follows. When he clowns someone online, boom, new show deal. When he shaded an industry exec, boom, liquor brand sales spike. Every feud becomes free marketing. Every headline becomes a funnel. That's not chaos. That's calculation. He's built a persona that thrives in digital warfare. The louder they scream, the richer he gets. And now, with AI analyzing the noise, he can weaponize it. While most celebrities are afraid of public opinion, 50 treats it like a currency exchange. He trades controversy for conversation, conversation for clicks, and clicks for cash. And when asked if he's ever worried about cancel culture, he laughed. "You can't cancel me, I don't depend on approval." That line went viral for a reason. It was the shot heard round Hollywood. Everyone from comedians to CEOs started quoting it. It exposed the truth nobody wanted to admit. Cancel culture only works on people who rely on validation. 50 Cent relies on results. Even his enemies respect him for it. Charlemagne the God once said, 50 is the most calculated petty man in America. He turns trolling into art. And he's right. 50 doesn't clap back, he composes symphonies of shade, conducted perfectly to trend. Take his response to haters mocking the Lalique deal. Instead of arguing, he posted a photo sipping cognac next to a Rolls Royce, captioned, "Utah Kai deposit, mic drop." The comments went insane. Fans were calling him Petty Picasso. Business insiders called it brand dominance through narrative control. Everyone else just called it hilarious. But here's where it gets deeper. AI isn't just protecting his image, it's preserving his legacy. 50's been feeding the system data from decades of interviews, lyrics, tweets, and public reactions. He's training an AI model to understand his mindset. He's literally coding his personality into the cloud. The goal? To ensure that even if he stopped tomorrow, his voice, his wit, his trolling style, it all lives forever. Imagine an AI 50 Cent dropping bars, posting captions, and generating strategies long after Curtis Jackson retires. That's not science fiction, that's the business plan. He once said, "I'm not in entertainment anymore. I'm in endurance." That quote hits harder now than ever. Because while other celebrities are praying for PR forgiveness, 50 is building a digital clone that doesn't need it. He's ensuring his influence outlives the internet itself. And yet, amid all the genius, the memes keep coming. TikTok users are obsessed with his uncancelable aura. They make edits of his old interviews with captions like "he told us back then, now he's living it." On Twitter, someone joked, if cancel culture was Thanos, 50 Cent is Iron Man with the Infinity Stones. Another said, he could leak his own scandal and turn it into a product launch. Both are true and both are marketing gold. Meanwhile, other rappers are watching nervously. They realize 50 is not competing in music anymore. He's competing in narrative control, and nobody does it better. What's even crazier is how unbothered he is by it all. You never see panic in his eyes, never see desperation. It's always calm, calculated confidence, the look of a man who already saw the ending and knows he wins. When his critics said he fell off, he smiled. Because while they were measuring charts, he was measuring contracts. When they mocked his petty feuds, he was laughing all the way to the bank. Every L he took online turned into another W in private. And now that he's merged luxury with technology, his empire is officially untouchable. Lalique gave him class, AI gave him control, and controversy gave him oxygen. It's the holy trinity of modern fame, and 50 Cent built it brick by brick, deal by deal, headline by headline. He doesn't just survive cancel culture, he profits from it. Every scandal becomes a seed, and he's the farmer who never misses a harvest. By now, the media is starting to realize they can't play him anymore. They can only promote him, and he knows it. When journalists ask tricky questions, he grins and replies, "You needed me for the story, right?" He's right. The system runs on his name. You can't cancel the content generator when you still need him to make headlines. So while the world argues about whether he's a genius or a menace, 50 is already somewhere else planning the next empire. Maybe a new TV network. Maybe high-driven entertainment. Maybe holographic concerts where his digital self performs forever. Whatever it is, you can bet on one thing. The man who mastered survival will always find a way to rewrite the script, because 50 Cent doesn't fear cancellation. He owns it, then sells it back to us at a profit. And that's why, no matter how many headlines try to bury him, he'll always rise again, sharper, richer, louder, and 10 steps ahead. By this point, 50 Cent isn't just a man anymore, he's a living business model. His empire runs smoother than most corporations. His comebacks hit harder than his albums, and his mindset, straight from a different dimension. The phrase uncancelable isn't a flex, it's his operating system. But here's the twist. What makes him untouchable isn't arrogance, it's awareness. 50 understands the algorithm of human behavior better than the platforms that host it. He knows outrage has a short shelf life, and attention is the new oil. So, instead of running from scandals, he refines them, turns them into premium-grade fuel for his next move. While Hollywood personalities crumble at the first sign of bad press, 50 keeps receipts, screenshots, and strategy. He studies patterns the way chess players study endgames. Every clapback, every viral post, every deal announcement is timed like a financial transaction. Nothing's random. Every reaction, even the silence, is a calculated move in the long game of power perception. When the Lalique partnership dropped, 50 didn't just launch a product, he launched a philosophy. He was telling the world, luxury is my language now. From the streets to Parisian boardrooms, he turned street credibility into global equity. The same grit that got him out of Queens now gets him into rooms where gatekeepers whisper his name like he's folklore. And then came the digital twist, AI. The entertainment industry treated it like a gimmick. But 50 saw a weapon. While everyone worried I might replace artists, he saw it as a multiplier. He isn't scared of being replaced, he's already replicated. He's feeding the machine his mindset, his story, his brand voice, so that long after he's gone, 50 Cent will still drop quotes, ideas, and deals. Immortality. But make it capitalist. That's not just innovation, that's evolution. He's building a version of himself that can't be silenced, shadow banned, or sued. You can't cancel a code. Even more shocking, he's teaching others how to do it. Quietly mentoring younger entrepreneurs, athletes, and creators, not in music, but in mentality. You don't need a platform, he says. You are the platform. That quote alone turned into a viral meme across business circles. People started calling it the 50 formula: dominance through detachment. When you don't need approval, you gain influence. When you master timing, you control outcomes. And while he's dropping mogul wisdom, his businesses keep multiplying: television deals, streaming partnerships, merchandising, and now luxury spirits with Lalique. The empire doesn't stop. It expands like it's allergic to stillness. Even competitors admit it. You can't beat him because he enjoys the game, one rival executive said anonymously. And it's true. 50 doesn't fear opposition. He feeds on it. Every time someone doubts him, it becomes content. Every attempt to block him becomes PR. Every scandal becomes strategy. The Lalique deal alone became a case study at business schools, how a rapper rebranded himself into a global luxury figure without softening his image. Professors broke it down. Authenticity plus adaptability equals longevity. In other words, 50 Cent is a marketing thesis in motion, and yet, the most underrated part of his empire isn't money, it's memory. He never forgets who tried to write him off. That's part of his fuel. Revenge, he said once, isn't violence, it's relevance. And when you look at his career, that's exactly what he's been doing, staying relevant long enough to outlive everyone who bet against him. Even his online persona is a masterclass. The trolling, strategic, the sarcasm, brand language, the drama, market engagement. People think he's impulsive, but if you trace the patterns, you'll realize each petty post boosts engagement before a product push. He's turned his personality into an ad engine, and what's wild is that he does it while remaining authentic. He never pretends to be politically correct, never filters his tone to fit trends. That's what makes him dangerous. He doesn't chase acceptance. He creates inevitability. People may not always like him, but they need him in the conversation. That's real power being too valuable to erase. The Lalique move also unlocked a new demographic, the elite. For decades, luxury brands looked at hip-hop like it was chaos. But 50 Cent flipped that narrative. He proved luxury and street aren't opposites, they're two sides of survival. Lalique didn't make him refined. He made Lalique relevant. And then, as if the world needed one more shock, he hinted at using AI for future TV production. Imagine a show that never stops filming, he teased. One that writes itself. Fans thought he was joking until insiders confirmed he's actually developing AI-assisted production for future Powerverse projects. He's literally merging technology with storytelling, turning creativity into automation. That's why he's years ahead. While most moguls are still playing catch-up, 50 is designing the next industry. He's not just evolving with the times, he's creating the timeline. But it's not just about money or fame anymore, it's about control. The same system that once used to own artists' voices now runs on his. When he speaks, the algorithm listens. When he posts, the markets react. When he moves, competitors pivot. He's not part of pop culture, he is its thermostat. Even critics can deny it. Every attempt to drag him somehow adds to his myth. He's the modern-day Scarface in a suit, but with data analytics and a sense of humor. If Tony Montana had AI, he'd probably be Curtis Jackson. And what about cancel culture? He dismantled it. The concept doesn't even apply to him anymore. Because canceling 50 Cent would require the internet to stop talking about him, and that's never happening. He's not scared of being controversial. He's terrified of being boring. When interviewers ask how he survives every storm, he smirks and says, "I don't survive. I capitalize." It's not arrogance. It's awareness. He knows every headline is an opportunity. Every hater is unpaid marketing, and every attempt to silence him proves his relevance. So now, as the Lalique bottles sit on marble shelves, as AI quietly learns his voice patterns, and as social media keeps arguing about whether he's a genius or a villain, he just watches, calm, focused, 10 steps ahead. Because Curtis Jackson isn't reacting to the present, he's building the future. And that's the real secret behind being uncancelable. Evolve so fast that your critics can't keep up. Make your growth the punishment for their doubt. 50 Cent mastered that. He didn't dodge cancel culture, he monetized it. He didn't fear AI, he weaponized it. He didn't chase luxury, he redefined it. So while everyone else waits for validation, he's out there writing the rules. And in the end, that's what makes 50 Cent not just a mogul, not just a legend, but a living algorithm of success, unstoppable, unpredictable, and undeniably uncancelable. And there you have it, the formula decoded, the strategy revealed, and the mindset that turned 50 Cent from a rapper into a one-man economy. The man who went from selling mixtapes on the corner to owning his corner of the world. He didn't just survive cancel culture, he turned it into an ATM. Every headline fuels him, every critic markets him, and every deal adds another zero to the legend. If that breakdown didn't just entertain you but straight up inspired you, then you already know what time it is. Smash that like button like it owes you royalties. Drop your thoughts below. Is 50 truly uncancelable? Or has he just mastered playing the game better than everyone else? I want to see those hot takes and wild theories. Light up that comment section. like Times Square at midnight. And don't you dare ghost on greatness. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications before this channel drops the next big meltdown, money move, or music industry shockwave. Because the next story, oh, it's even louder. We don't just gossip here, we decode legends, expose patterns, and make the business behind the headlines louder than the drama itself. So stay locked in, stay savage, and remember, trends fade, but truth hustlers never retire. This is Truth Tattle, where the whispers turn into breaking news. The moguls get dissected like case studies, and every scandal becomes a masterclass in survival. Till next time, keep your mind sharp, your hustle louder, and your legacy uncancelable.